My favorite book. In this module, we'll be selecting a favorite book to use for the entire 9 weeks, learning about the step-by-step checklist to keep us organized to complete projects, learning the basics of persuasive writing, learning how to use the research database Novelist to find out more about our selected books, learning how to download and save assignments, learning how to turn in assignments on Edmodo, and creating and filling out the planning sheet or warm-up script for a grade. Selecting a book. This week, students will select one book that they will use to complete their projects for the entire semester. When selecting a book, students use this criteria: a book that you've read, a book that you love or will give 5 stars, a fiction book that's on the middle school level, and or a book that you feel comfortable talking about. You won't be able to select any picture books or graphic novels, and there are some exceptions to this rule, so make sure you ask Mrs. McCullough about those exceptions. You also won't be able to select an entire series, but you can pick one book from a series. And your books need to be somewhere around 200 pages. The book that you select is important. You won't be able to change your mind later. You'll use this book for the rest of the quarter. Make sure it's a book that you won't mind working with over several weeks. Here's some ideas for selecting your book. You want to choose a book from the summer reading list, choose a book that you've completed during SSR, choose a book that you've purchased from Book Fair, choose a book that you've just recently finished from the library. Whatever you decide, just make sure you choose a book that you enjoyed and want to convince your classmates to read. So, after you've selected your book, we'll move on to the checklist sheets. Whenever researching and completing projects, it's important to remain organized and break all of the steps of the project down into smaller pieces so that you can complete them easily. One way to do this is to create a simple checklist to keep you on track and put everything in order. In our class, we'll have simple checklists for you to follow. So make sure you follow each checklist step by step to complete your projects and get a good grade. Your checklist can be found in several places: as an in-class printout for you to review each day and check off, as an online download in Edmodo on the front page of the class, and as a final quiz once you've completed the entire module. Remember to complete the online quiz because it's for a grade. Do not complete the final quiz for the week until you've done all of the steps on the printed checklist. Be sure to answer each quiz question honestly. Hit the Submit the Quiz button at the end to make sure your quiz has been received by your teacher. Persuasive writing. Why are we learning this? In this course, we're learning the basics of marketing and advertising. We do this by using books as our products. Our goal is to convince our classmates or school buddies to read, check out, or buy our favorite book. In order to do this, we must create scripts as well as use technological tools to help convey our message. In this assignment, we have to identify our favorite book, why the book is important to us, what characters, plot points, or descriptions have drawn us into the story, and why we believe that we can convince our classmates that this is a great book. We do all this by researching our favorite book, sharing the intriguing book cover, using persuasive words in our script that encourages our friends to want to read our favorite book. Now let's talk a little bit about Novelist, a research database about books. What is Novelist? It's a research database that is an online reader's advisory tool that helps readers find new books based on books that they've read or on topics in which they are interested. It's also a good resource for finding your next book to read. In Novelist, students can search for their favorite books or books that are similar to what they like to read by genre or type. Search for additional books in a series. Learn more about their favorite books through book talks. Learn more about authors. Find like stars, details, descriptions, and subject headings on their favorite books. And find the latest book covers and book reviews. Students will begin their search for more information in the Novelist database. There's plenty to be found to help persuade your classmates to read your favorite book. So be sure to look through Novelist and use it to help you write the information for your planning sheet and script. So let's talk about the planning sheet and script. Each project has these. What's the purpose? Your planning sheets are important. They help you plan what you need to say in your scripts. Each question in the planning sheet has been designed to help you create a persuasive script. Make sure you answer each question fully. That means in a complete sentence that makes sense. After you've completed your planning sheet, put it all together into a sensational script. Your script should be short but persuasively powerful. Each one of the words that you choose counts. So, at the end, all you need to do is put all of your sentences together, edit them for basic grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Then create a dynamic, persuasive script. For our course, your scripts will always range between 100 and 250 words. That's about a 45 to 60-second script. Let's talk a little bit about Edmodo and the folders on Edmodo and Turnitin. In Edmodo, you'll find special videos in the folders that will help you, such as Mrs. McCullough's lessons that have step-by-step directions, or sample videos or projects that will give you examples on what you might include in your project. You'll also learn how to download and save assignments to your H drive and how to turn in your assignments on Edmodo. Again, no worries. I've created step-by-step videos in the folders for you to show you how to do each part. All right, that's the end of this lesson on my favorite book, and now it's time to choose our favorite books and follow the first step on our checklist.